Hello, good morning, and welcome to One Day Until Euro 2020, the Euros daily podcast brought to you by the team behind the fantastic, successful EPLW podcast. It is Thursday, the 10th of June. The tournament kicks off tomorrow. I'm Joe Carter. I'll be your guide through Euro 2020 with a sideways look at the tournament, daily updates, news, and a few laughs along the way. It's going to be Mad Bants fam. Alongside me to provide said Mad Bants is the one and only Roz Mac. Roz, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Yeah, sunny day. One more day until finally. I mean, it's gone slowly this week.
Yeah.
For me, just like, yeah, well, but yeah,
Just need that tournament to start. It's that kind of anxiety now before the tournament. What's going to happen? Going to be a great game tomorrow. Got your sunglasses ready there, Roz?
I mean, the weather's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's I think it kind of goes hand in hand with the last tournament, 2018. Cracking weather in that tournament. Great vibes all around the country. I think it's going to happen again. It's just going to be a beautiful summer. But yeah, sunglasses at the ready.
Brilliant. Okay, so today we are going to focus on the home nations and just have a little chat about England, Scotland and Wales, who are representing the home nations in the tournament. And we're just going to have a little feel out what we think they'll do, how they'll do, who's going to be the key players, that sort of thing. So without further ado, Roz, let's start with England. So England are in the group with Scotland, Group D, alongside Czech Republic and Croatia. England, Croatia, Roz. Tough opening game.
Really tough. I mean, it's obviously the team that we went out to in 2018. But they're an ageing squad, you know. I mean, they're still kind of relying on those players like Modric in the middle. Those players, of course, are 3 years older than they were, well into their 30s now, sort of on the down. England, on the way, is up. You know, we've got all this exciting new talent that we didn't have in 2018. Your Jack Grealishes, your Mason Mounts, Declan Rice's, you know, a real kind of mainstays in that team now. I'm excited. I think we'll win that game. Got to say.
Yeah. It really could set the tone for this group, couldn't it, that game? You know, if England go out and get a good win, you could be looking at England topping the group and Croatia maybe even looking at going out. If they start badly, you know, like you said, I mean, they've got that experience in their squad, though. So you'd hope that England do well in that game. But I'd take a draw in that game. I'd take a draw and fancy my chances against Czech Republic and potentially Scotland. So as an England fan, who's going to be your player to watch, you know, or two or three players that you think are going to light up this group for England?
For England, I think I think I said the other day, was it yesterday? I can't remember, about Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
I think he'll get more minutes than people are anticipating. Jack Grealish has been given the number 7 shirt, and that's kind of an incentive. I mean, he was terrific, I thought. One of the few kind of shining lights in that drab Austria game. And yeah, I think that Jack Grealish, the amount of fouls the guy draws, I just love him. He's just, it sounds ridiculous. It's not just the short socks. He reminds me of Totti. Like arrogance, basically.
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Socks, kick me.
Definitely.
But he just makes stuff happen. So,
yeah. Okay, so
yeah,
you're looking
he wouldn't be in lots of people starting to line up, but for me, Jack Grealish.
Yeah, you're saying Bellingham and Grealish, the ones to watch. Okay. Good stuff. And how deep can England go into this tournament? Will they be there in July?
It's hard to say. If we win the group, of course, then we get I think it's second place in the group of death, Group F. So straight there in the round of 16, we're going to have a Portugal or a France or possibly a Hungary, because as you know, I think that Germany will finish bottom of the group of death. We could get to the final. We could get to the semis. There's a lot of positivity. It could just be a massive disappointment in that round of 16. I reckon if we get to the quarters, we'll get to the final. It's all on that round of 16 game. I think we will win the group, and we will get that massive fixture in the round of 16.
It's tournament football, isn't it?
That's let's go for. We're going to win it.
We're going to win it. Okay, it's tournament football for you, isn't it, Roz? You know, you can't always, you know, you're not going to be facing a gradually bigger opponent every time. You know, the group can be easy, the group can be hard, and then games come up all sorts of, you know, all over the place. And in the same group as England is Scotland. So England and Scotland will meet again in a tournament for the first time in a very long time. Euro 96, wasn't it? When England and Scotland last met in tournament football. It'll be next Friday, the 18th at 8 o'clock. A bit of a dodgy time to schedule that game for, do you think, Ross?
I think it's all right. It's obviously a bit of rivalry, but actually, I can't see too much trouble really. I think it'll be a really good game. It is a derby, isn't it? Really, Scotland hate England a lot more than England hate Scotland, and actually, I think that'll be a draw.
Okay, who will you be rooting for in that game? It's a tough one, isn't it? Because
it's very well. Technically more Scottish than I'm English by blood. Been to Scotland lots and lots, but never actually lived there, as you can probably tell from my lack of thick Scottish accent. Yeah, supporting both teams, but in that one, it all depends on what the first fixture is. If Scotland get a win against the Czech Republic, then and England get a win against Croatia, then a draw will see them both.
yeah, I thought you were
draw.
going to say if Scotland get a win, I'm going to support Scotland. If Scotland lose, I'm going to support England. I thought you were going to go like full on glory hunter. I've got two options here, and when one of them is looking weak, I'm going to go for the other one.
No, if Scotland lose their opening game against Czech Republic, which I don't think will happen, but if that happens, then they'll need to win more than England. And
so you want to see them both get through?
I won't be disappointed to see England lose if they win their first game.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those. I just want both teams to get out of the group, really.
Okay. So your stat of the day today was, you said it was something to do with England, Scotland.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got a couple of nice ones, but the first one is that England Scotland game. Of course, everyone remembers it for Gazza's tremendous flick for his goal there.
Yeah, over Colin Hendry's head, and then the dentist chair celebration as well.
Yeah, great celebration and iconic. But England played a back three that day.
Yeah,
it's more of a quiz. I've got another stat, but they played a back three that day. Okay. On sort of the left-sided centre half, you had Stuart Pearce. You had Tony Adams in the middle. Who was on the right?
Southgate.
Southgate was he was sort of playing in front of Adams.
Okay.
Adams, kind of sweeper, if you like, but
right-sided centre back, 96. Wow, I should know this, man. I watched that game over and over again. I'm gonna have one guess. Steve Bold.
Ooh, no. It was actually a 21-year-old Gary Neville.
Oh wow, there you go. Great stuff. Love it.
The other one, let's make it another quiz. So Alan Shearer starting up front for England that day. Okay. Who has more goals for England? Alan Shearer or Harry Kane?
I'm going to say Kane got more goals for England or at tournaments?
More goals for England in general.
Oh, Kane.
Yeah. So Kane has 34 in 54 appearances, whereas Alan Shearer has 30 in 63. So Harry Kane's actually had fewer games for England and scored more goals.
There you go. And it looks set to continue. Long may that continue. So how do you see Scotland doing in this group then?
They're getting out. I've got a really strong feeling that they'll get out, particularly with that kind of third place, best four third place teams going through. I think they'll beat Czech Republic. I think they'll draw with England. I think those 4 points will be enough. But I mean, yeah, they're just full of. I can't remember a Scotland team that was filled with this much talent from big teams. Probably have to go back to sort of the days of Hansen and Dalglish for when half of Liverpool's team was Scottish. John McGinn, Premier League star, probably one of Villa's better players, and Andy Robertson, possibly the best left back in the world, I would say. Kieran Tierney, Scott McTominay. I'm even going to say a Leeds player. And it's going to be a Leeds defender. It's Liam Cooper. I think he's a really good player. David Marshall in goal. They've just got quality.
Yeah.
Billy Gilmore. Kid from Chelsea. Yeah,
Unless, I mean,
I'm
you talk
excited.
about
Look out
all
for
their
him.
players. What about the manager?
He's done a terrific job, Steve Clark. Really kind of united a nation. Uh, got the best out of these players. Because I mean, the one thing you could say about Scotland is all of their talent is in sort of similar positions. So if you're looking at the left back situation and the central midfield situation, or kind of the more defensive midfield situation, you've got a wealth of talent there, but not so much on the right up front. And so, he's been doing things like playing Scott McTominay at centre half, Kieran Tierney as a kind of overlapping centre half. Tierney started on the right the other day, did a good job there, I thought. So, I mean, yeah, he's done a terrific job, just kind of getting the best out of this crop of players.
You hope Scotland will. What do you reckon? Quarterfinals, last 16.
I think we'll be talking about Wales doing really well in 2016 the other day, weren't we? I think Scotland have something similar in them. I think they really could. The other thing is it's a home tournament, isn't it? All of England's games are at Wembley. Scotland, they've got their games at Hampton Park, and it will just be electric. I fancy them quarterfinals, yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's move on then to a quick couple of questions on Wales. Now, as we said, they got to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
26th. Sorry.
I was going to say Blue Wales. What kind of Wales are we talking about?
You literally interrupted me for that level of joke. Yeah. Unbelievable. Outrageous behaviour. No, Wales, Group A, alongside Italy, Switzerland and Turkey. Surely they've got a good chance of getting out of this group. Can they mimic their 2016 finish, though, and get to the semis?
I'm going to say no. I think that, with all the managerial changes they've had, of course, they still have those players like your Aaron Ramsey's, players like your Gareth Bales. Daniel James is performs better for Wales, in my opinion, than he does for Man United. But the thing is, they've just lost their manager. The whole thing about that 2016 tournament was Chris Coleman sort of united them, brought that kind of feel-good factor, and they were just playing terrific football. Compare that now to sort of Ryan Giggs losing the job in disgrace, the court case that's upcoming. They've got the players, but I think they've also lost that underdog card, really.
Yeah. I mean, good. What plays into their favour, really, is the fixtures, because their last fixture is against Italy, the strongest team in that group. And Italy maybe not needing a win in that by that point. They kick off against Switzerland, which you could see Wales winning against Switzerland. Then they play Turkey, maybe get a draw. Then Italy come along, maybe field a second string. This is all, hypothesis, hypothetical. But Wales could still quite easily get out of this group, I think.
You say easily. I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of writing off Turkey too soon. Turkey played France in their qualifying group, got a draw, very credible 1-1 draw. I believe they beat the Netherlands. They also beat France in the other game, by the way, 2-0.
There you go.
This France side. They've got some terrific players, Turkey, and I really wouldn't write them off. I don't know. I think it's actually a really hard group to get out of, so I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think Wales do have a good chance.
Wow. So you're saying Wales won't get out of the group, or they'll make last 16 and that's it?
Yeah, I think everything they had in 2016 was just this kind of United Nation feel-good factor, underdogs. And now what you've got is a kind of, you did that well last time. What have you got this time? I think it's a deceptively hard group.
But is that what everyone's thinking, though? Is that going to play into their hands again? Because people are like, they can't do it again.
So like a sort of double bluff of underdog.
Yeah.
Okay.
One last thing on Wales. Just talking players to look out for. What do you know about Ruben Colwill, the Cardiff City lad, 19 years old, sort of surprise call up, performing quite well?
I know that he probably wasn't born when the Killers' first album came out. I mean,
I mean, what does that have to do with anything?
just like how old we are, and like all these like kids like sort of coming through, and it's like, do you not feel a little bit sickened when like a youth player gets an international call up?
No, I'm happy for them. I'm just happy for them.
No. But then you look at their date of birth.
Yeah.
It's like 2003,
Yeah.
2001, something like that. It's just like, Jesus.
Who,
to be honest, not a lot. As far as call up.
Who are we looking out for Wales? Apart from the obvious, you're not allowed to say Gareth Bale. That's cheating. Who are you looking out for to perform for Wales?
I'm gonna say Dan James. Like I say, he always. They seem to really get the best out of him in a Welsh shirt. For me, probably one of the fastest players I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I would say actually the fastest player in the Premier League right now is Daniel James. He is beastly quick.
He's pretty fast, isn't he? Obviously, you've got Ramsey, Harry Wilson, David Brooks to look out for as well, that you'll know from the Premier League. Joe Allen of Stoke City.
The Welsh PLO.
Yeah. Ethan Ampadu, Nico Williams, Ben Davies, Joe Rodon. They're all, they've got some Premier League players in there. And obviously, in goal, Hennessy, and maybe Danny Ward and Adam Davies to look out for as well.
Yeah, David Brooks. I mean, we played Bournemouth twice this season. Did Millwall, and he's a player, Jeff. He's a player. He's left foot, right foot, middle foot. He's just in the air.
Yeah, right. Well, Roz, I'm excited. This tournament kicks off tomorrow. Finally, it's going to be Italy, Turkey, and you can join us tomorrow morning. We're going to go over it again. We're going to go over it. We're going to predict that game. We're going to wax lyrical about Italy. You're going to tell me are you joining us tomorrow morning, or it might be Mus? Who knows? Let's see what happens. Might be both of you, might be everyone. Let's invite everyone. You're all welcome to come and join us for the Euros Daily podcast. Thanks for watching today or listening today, however you watched or listened. Subscribe to our channel, EPLW, EPL Weekly. You can follow us on Twitter at EPLW Pod. This is, of course, Euros Daily. I've been Joe Carter. Roz has been Roz Mac. Thanks a lot, mate. I'll see you soon, and bring on the tournament. Let's go.